13 people have died in fires in parts of KwaZulu-Natal over the last week, and among them are 6 firefighters who perished in the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands. Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan joins us now from the field live for a recap on the events that led up to the weekend's tragedies. Karinda, good morning. You're standing in the ashes of what in certain places used to be commercial and agricultural land, others just the backyard of ordinary citizens. Tell us more about your location and also the mourning that follows the deaths of the firefighters, including some of the volunteers in trying to bring these fires under control.
Certainly so, Iman, you're right. This used to be grazing fields for cattle belonging to some of the farm owners in this area, but also subsistence farmers as well who've been impacted here. But in this particular space just nearby is where those 6 firefighters try to battle. A number of firefighters were here yesterday from early in the morning because, as you can just see, the damage around me, this widespread damage, shows you just the might of this fire. At one point, as they saw themselves, this fire drawing closer, the firefighters tried to put what's called a ring of safety around them, essentially being surrounded by these flames just around me. You can just take a look and imagine for yourself the flames around this area, looking at the aftermath. That ring of safety meant they tried to burn some of the grass around them to stop that fire from edging closer to them. Sadly, 3 female firefighters died here at the scene and 3 others died from their wounds in hospital. And this, of course, brings the death toll to 13. In this case, it is the men and women who were trying to battle this blaze that succumbed to their injuries. Earlier on, the Umgeni local mayor, Chris Poppers, actually spoke about how this unfolded, and you can take a listen to his description of what happened here.
Just in terms of this particular fire, it's believed that it was started by poachers at the bottom of the valley. It is common during the winter time that poachers light fires to the veld to try and drive the animals out, and then their dogs hunt them. These dedicated, these brave individuals were helping a neighbor to fight a fire. It wasn't even fire on their own property. And what their colleagues who survived the fire indicated was that very quickly the conditions changed and they found themselves in a situation where they couldn't run away or couldn't escape. One of the firefighters indicated that they tried to build what they call a safety ring. In other words, they get together and they build a ring around themselves, whether it is to cut the grass or to burn the grass. But even that proved ineffective. The wind started to swirl, and that itself became a danger to them. So there's a number of things that have to be taken into consideration. And if it is equipment, if it is under training, and then those people responsible must also be able to answer.
All right, let's continue with our reporter, Karinda Jagmohan, just sharing with us more details around these weekend wildfires, or the wildfires over the last week that have caused a widespread destruction. Karinda, have provincial authorities been able to put a price tag to what the collective impact has been and what the long-term impact is going to continue to be?
Certainly, we were with the Kokta MEC just yesterday, and he did say that the cost of this could go into the billions, but we do need to get an accurate numerical value when it comes to that. But he referred to the land that has been destroyed, essentially, the grazing fields that have been destroyed, the cattle that will be impacted, the livestock that will be impacted, but most of the homes, people's lives that have been lost, breadwinners of families in some cases. The 6 firefighters who died here were fighting on behalf of SAPI. They were essentially here. So SAPI is the South African Paper and Pulp Industries Limited company with about 5 paper mills across the country. Much of their plantations here around this Midlands area. And so we do expect more words from them. But along the day, we'll go back to the Umgeni local mayor, who might be visiting the families of those firefighters. So stay with me.